What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Live Button Podcast. This is episode 18. I'm joined once again by my co-host, TheDadTheGamer, and we are about to go into a topic that's kind of hot right now, which is multi-streaming. Can you do it? Can't you do it? We're going to answer a ton of questions about it. I have a lot of experience multi-streaming from the past when I left Mixer, trying to figure out where I was going to go, and then also streaming on TikTok. And then TheDadTheGamer also has an incredible amount of experience and success at streaming to Twitch and TikTok at the exact same time. So we're going to get into all that kind of stuff tonight. But Dad, how the heck are you doing? How's everything going with you? And I can't wait to hear what you have to say about all your TikTok live shenanigans.
I know. I'm excited to talk about this topic because, as a lot of people know, I in my community, TikTok growth for me has been incredible. So I can't wait to dive deep into this. A quick update on the podcast for everybody, because I know there's been a lapse in episodes. We do try to do an episode a week. That is our goal. However, things, life happens and everything. So we're going to be probably bumping it down to a minimum of an episode a month. So you guys will at least hear our lovely voices for an episode a month until the foreseeable future. Work for me is kind of picking up a little bit, and Pastor has some incredible news that he's gaining a lot of success on his content creation thing that's taken up his time. So once again, the podcast isn't going anywhere, but it's definitely gonna bump down a little bit for the episodes. But moving on to multi-streaming. First and foremost, I want to get this out of the way. Multi-streaming on Twitch and TikTok is allowed for everybody.
No, it's not, dude. No, it's not.
Says every person in my comment section. Oh my god! Every single time that I mention anything about multi-streaming, guaranteed there's multiple comments in my TikToks talking about, you can't do that. You can't multi-stream.
Same.
Listen, everybody. You can multi-stream. All right, I promise you can multi-stream. It is in the new Twitch updated their policy. What I think last year, right? Sometimes towards the end of last year.
Yeah, the TOS got updated, and that's what it said.
So they updated it. Yeah, it was like the main thing was being able to multi-stream. And what's even crazier is before they even updated that policy, you had massive Twitch partners that were already doing it. I'm not saying that it's not wrong to do, but clearly Twitch doesn't care about it. And now obviously they updated their policy. So listen, multi-stream if you have the ability to multi-stream. Do it, because your growth is going to be massive. Almost every single streamer that I see multi-streaming on TikTok and Twitch has massive growth on really both sides, but really on the TikTok side, right? For me, I made a video about a month ago, maybe or so, that talked about people treating TikTok live like a redheaded stepchild, because oftentimes what you see with TikTok live, especially with Twitch streamers, is they'll have like a banner up where it's like, responding on Twitch.
Come follow
Twitch, live on Twitch. So I have the live on Twitch, right? But I think I'm very responsive to everybody that is in my TikTok, commenting and everything, right? But I've been to so many TikTok live streams where streamers they're just not responding to TikTok at all. Like it's like they're live and they're just like expect people to go into TikTok and and all of a sudden say, oh my God, I love this streamer and I'm going to go follow them on their Twitch page. And it's like, no, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to get any genuine growth. A lot of my growth, and I'll kind of spit some stats to you guys, but really, in the past 6 weeks, I've gained about 3,500 followers. Strictly, I don't want to say strictly, but largely because of my TikTok live. Probably exclusively because of my TikTok live. Probably 3,000 followers from my TikTok live. And that's obviously some of the things I do in my TikTok live. But outside of that, like there's some things strategically that I'll talk about that I do that I really think everybody should be doing when they multi-streaming on multiple platforms. And we'll get into that later, but don't treat TikTok live like a redheaded stepchild. All right, talk to them, engage with them, have a conversation with the TikTok live viewers, because that's how you're going to capture that audience to bring them over to your Twitch. Maybe, hopefully, bring them over to your Twitch. But honestly, even if they stayed on TikTok, I'm telling you, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, agreed. And I think also too, you can look at this from two separate angles. So the first angle is streaming, multi-streaming, especially using vertical or whatever, or just multi-streaming in general with TikTok or Instagram or wherever you're going, to just be active in keeping up with both chats. Like, so for example, how I do it, and I think Dad, you probably do it the same way, is I have Tickfinity up and running, which is a website that you can take a browser source of your TikTok chat, then put it into your OBS so you can keep up with your TikTok chat and your Twitch chat. And that way nobody feels like they are being ignored, neglected. I have been one of the streamers that just puts TikTok up. And
Yeah,
I use
I
it
was
just a
too.
little red ring. Yeah, just a little red ring
Hmm.
around my name on TikTok to let people know, hey, I'm live. Like if I put a post out, they see I'm live. Hopefully they'll come hang out, right? But on the other hand, it's also really beneficial to, like, talking about not treating TikTok as a redheaded stepchild, to just go live on TikTok too. Like I know we're talking about multi-streaming here, but I went live on TikTok every day for 30 days for like an experiment, and the same people kept showing up, and the same people kept, like, I started building a community with just my TikTok people. And I think that's really important, because just as you build communities on Twitch, TikTok is no different. And now that you can stream to both, they still want to feel over on TikTok like they're a part of what you're doing, because the majority of people, maybe not the majority, but a good amount of people will stay on TikTok and watch you stream rather than jumping platforms, because what if they don't have the Twitch app on their phone?
Yep.
How are they supposed to come watch you on Twitch? So there's definitely different things to think about. There's a lot going on when you're doing the multi-streaming. I know right now, multi-streaming to TikTok, a lot of people are getting real upset that only TikTok Studio is currently kind of the thing that Carter Pulse is giving people. I still have a TikTok stream key from Carter Pulse. I put a video out on this not too long ago, and a bunch of people are like, they've actually upped their what's the word that you use? Regulations. They up their regulations for getting a TikTok stream key to like 40 to 50 hours a month now of streaming on TikTok, and then they'll give you a TikTok stream key or something crazy. So the way that I did it is no longer the way you do it, but I'm currently waiting for Carter Pulse to rip my stream key away from me and make me use TikTok Studio. But Dad, you have actually mastered, in my opinion, the TikTok streaming. And I want you to talk a little bit about this because A, you use 18 computers to make it work as well as it possibly can. And then B, every single time that I have come into your Twitch stream, your TikTok stream is causing your Twitch stream to be bananas. So explain a little bit about what is going
Yeah.
on, because you're saying like everyone should multi-stream on TikTok and look at all the success. You do above and beyond what everyone else is going to be doing. So explain a little bit about what you do.
So I get a lot of questions on how I do. Obviously, a lot of the stuff on my stream, but particularly the TikTok stuff. And I've said this multiple times in on stream. I don't want to overwhelm people, but it is a little more complicated. But I'm going to kind of try to break it down. I'm not trying to overwhelm people, but I'm going to try to break it down to you guys on everything that I use. All right. So for those that maybe have not been in my TikTok lives or my stream, I have effects that you could play on my stream that happens during my gameplay, right? So I'm playing Call of Duty Warzone, and somebody might rickroll me, right? And it's the video of rickroll. Being rickrolled, but it plays on my actual display when I'm trying to play the game, right? Chat loves it; they get a kick out of it, right? So those kind of effects. Another one is a flashbang. So my entire screen flashbangs, and it makes the sound and everything. So once again, my viewers love that. I found a way through Tickfinity, if this then that, through Firebot, through Lumia Stream to trigger those effects on TikTok, right? So. All right, so what I did
Through the
was
Matrix, bro. Jeez.
in Tickfinity, you have actions, right? So you can trigger actions based off of certain things, whether that's commands, followers, subs, that sort of thing, right? So what I did is I created an action, and in Tickfinity, there's an action that you can create that sends if this then that a webhook request, right? Sends a webhook request to if this and that, and then once if this then that gets that response. Then I send a GET request to Firebot, which is the bot that I run. That tells it to run a certain preset effect list that I have built within Firebot. That preset effect list is then part of that is sending an API request to Lumia Stream to trigger certain effects on my display. Once again,
All this can be yours for $29.99 a month, everybody. This is this is a big
the
deal.
last part is you do have to, and this is, I guess, I don't want to say the more technical part, but a lot of people don't know how to do it. You have to open up a port on your router for the outside to talk to the inside of your network, and so I have a particular port exposed that allows all that to happen. This is why I'm very hesitant on doing a video on this, just because it's so complicated. It
Yeah.
really, I don't say it's so complicated. It's not if once you kind of understand, particularly like web requests and those sort of things, because all that is just once it's all running, right? Like all that is just running for me now. I don't have to do anything. Like every time I just power up my stream, I do a couple of tests to make sure it works and it's good to go. So the thing that I do, and we had Blue Thunder on, and he talked about it when he came on and talked about a lot of his TikTok success. He talked about his going live video. All right. The thing that I do, and the thing you're going to see a lot of common people do, is you post a video prior to you going live, or when you went live, trying to entice people into going into your TikTok live, right? You're trying to get people, funnel them into your stream, right? And now some people may not like how that is comes across, right? But I'm gonna be real with you. Streamers need to learn marketing. You need to learn how to market yourself to viewers, right? And I think that's what people don't like, is the marketing part of it. And for me, right, a lot of my videos and a lot of my content around that is like, hey, you know what? Come to my stream, and every single time you guys follow me live on stream, you guys flashbang my screen, right? They love it. They come in, and that's where I'm getting, one
It's crazy.
It was like 2,700 followers. Another one was 1,600 followers. It was insane, right? And that's the part that Pastor's talking about. Like I can't even play the game at that point, but the viewers love it, right? Am I trying to play? Am I trying to play a game or get dubs in Warzone? No, I don't care about that. I care about getting viewers, people seeing my content and saying, "Yo, this is fun. This is a really engaging stream. This is a fun stream to be a part of. This is what I want to be a part of." And that's what it's about, right? And so you post that going live video to entice people to go in there. And I've seen various ones, where people, another person was taking shots, right? I don't know how far you can take that, because
they might be
flat on
right now.
ground
That's
drunk,
time.
But you try to just entice people to get in there some kind of way to say, hey, or just, I've seen somebody else just be genuine, say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to miss a single follow. Every single time you guys follow, I promise I will give you a shout out. People love that kind of stuff, right? Once again, you're just trying to entice people to get in there, but just finding ways to market yourself to everybody, and not just being like, hey guys, I'm live, come check me out. Like everybody kind of does that. Find a way that makes it, kind of marketable for and it to really entice people to go into your stream.
Yeah, and I think also too, everybody soon is going to be doing TikTok live streaming. I think everybody with how fast TikTok Studio is now being distributed instead of Stream Keys, I think that soon everybody, just like everybody is streaming on Twitch, will be multi-streaming to TikTok and to Twitch. So it goes back to marketing yourself and how do you stand out from the next person that's streaming on TikTok? Because if you go into TikTok and hit TikTok live, you swipe a few times, you're going to find a streamer.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to swipe a few more times, you'll find another streamer, but there's no difference between the two streamers that you just saw overall, right? Like overall, they're pretty much the same kind of copy paste, same camera angle, like whatever. But never have I walked into a TikTok live and been able to interact and then also seen that affect the Twitch stream. And I think that is something that a lot of people are really hyped about, which is why TheDadTheGamer is able to get 1,600 followers in a night or 3,200 followers in a night. You know what I mean? Like it's when you make your content not about you and you make it about the viewer or engaging people, you are 100% going to get a better outcome in the long run. Like I stream Elden Ring solely right now. And what I have done, instead of just being a guy who's just streaming Elden Ring, like every other Elden Ring streamer is, I have the Wheel of Death that they spin every single time somebody subs, and I either play blindfold, I take all my weapons off, I use all my runes, like I make the game engaging, and I give the viewers stakes in what I am doing, and the engagement goes through the roof. Like
Yeah,
it's overall, if you can make yourself more than just the game you're streaming and then multi-stream that to other platforms, your reach is going to double and or triple when you do that. And when we're talking about multi-streaming, what you can do is Twitch to TikTok, Twitch to Instagram, but you cannot do Twitch to Facebook gaming and Twitch to YouTube gaming at the same time. If I'm not mistaken, you can still do Twitch one night and then 24 hours later you can do YouTube when you're
correct.
still affiliate. But as far as multi-streaming, the three big ones don't want to commingle together, so you can never do those together. But the social platforms, TikTok and Instagram, you can multi-stream to them no problem. And it is in the new affiliate contract. We're talking about the TOS. It's not a taboo thing anymore. Twitch even said it. The CEO of Twitch was like, "We're allowing this because we know there's no growth on Twitch." That's pretty much like what his
That is
what his
that's the general consensus of what he said. It's
yeah, like
crazy.
that's the overall Sparks version of like, "Hey, this is why we're allowing this." So, it's totally fine, but let's take it one step further, and I want to talk about this because this is what I did a lot when I was leaving Mixer and Mixer was going under. I was trying to find my new home, trying to figure out what to do. I ended up using Restream for a while, Restream.io, and for a while, probably about a month and a half, I streamed because I wasn't affiliate on Twitch yet. I streamed to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Gaming, and Mixer until it went under all at one time. So if you're not affiliate, you can do that. And there's advantages to doing that in some regards, like just getting more eyes on you, streaming to more places. Instead of having a sub button, maybe you have a Patreon and you have your community subscribe to you, so to speak, in that regard. But multi-streaming, I think, is going to be the way pretty much from now on. And the
Yep.
vertical app that Adam brought out and Harris Heller brought out is only making it more necessary, because I feel like in 6 months, if you're not dual streaming with vertical, you're going to be behind. I think that's kind of what it's going to be.
Yeah, I think so I want to touch on a couple of things. One,
Yeah.
if you there- I have done TikTok only streams before, and I think the issue that a lot of streamers have is they're just so desperate to just get people to Twitch, right? That is their end goal, is to get
Mm.
people to Twitch, and they don't care about TikTok. And the point that I'm trying to make is I've done TikTok only streams, and it's been a while since I've done them, but maybe I'll go back to doing them maybe once a week. But when you do a TikTok only stream, get your community to go over to the TikTok stream, right? And hit the like button, right? Hit the share button, because what does that do? What does that do? That just feeds it through the algorithm, and obviously gets more people into there, right? But so many people are sitting there on TikTok and like, oh, I'm not growing on TikTok. I can't grow. It's like, well, you're treating TikTok as a whole as like this all funnel game over to
Yep.
try to get people to your Twitch, and you just don't care about it. Like, care about TikTok, and do TikTok only streams one night a week where you're like, hey, you know what? Tonight I'm streaming just on TikTok. Community, go on TikTok, hit the smash button, and let's see how far we can take this kind of thing. And the second part, are you gonna say something, Pastor?
No, I'm just breathing. I'm
Yeah.
trying to be alive right now.
Just,
Just
just trying to be
trying my
alive.
best.
The second part I want to talk about, because this recently happened to me. Everybody in my community knows I'm in the military, so I went away for a couple weeks. Came back, and I had a TikTok stream key, and I no longer have a TikTok stream key. They took it
Boo.
away because I obviously didn't stream for 2 weeks. So kind of sucks. But I contacted Carter Puss, and they've been amazing. I can't say enough awesome things about them. They were very responsive, and I explained my issue. They were very honest with me and said, hey, yeah, you know what? TikTok, it wasn't Carter Plus, it was TikTok. They took away a stream key because I went 2 weeks without streaming. So I said, hey, you know what? That sucks. And they realized that I didn't have TikTok Studio. So they got me TikTok Studio. So I did one stream on TikTok Studio. I'm telling you, listen, everybody wants a stream key. I get it. But I'm telling you right now, no BS, the TikTok Live Studio, it's the same. Like, literally, you can have the same experience as a TikTok stream key. Now, we'll say the TikTok Live Studio, if you're dual streaming, it's going to take up more resources, right? We all know
Sure.
it's going to take up more resources. But before the Atom vertical plugin, it was the same thing as running another version of OBS. So it doesn't really matter, like, in terms of if you were already multi-streaming before. So if you have TikTok Live Studio, if you can get TikTok Live Studio, get it. All right. Contact Carter Plus. Everybody, a lot of people in my comment section. I had tons and tons of comments talking about how do I get a TikTok stream key, this and that. And
Yeah. I get
there,
it.
there was a ton of people giving advice. Contact Carter Plus. Look, I don't know what the parameters are. All right, I got mine when I think I had like 4 or 5,000 followers on TikTok. Um, but they're very responsive. But TikTok
Mhm.
Live Studio, a lot of people are looking down on that. Like, oh my, it's the end of the world. Like, I can't get a stream key. Look, would having a stream key would be awesome. I would love to have my stream key back. All right, I loved having my stream key because I used the Atom vertical plugin like 2 times and it was amazing. I literally
Yeah,
the best thing
it's
that
insane.
was ever invented for multi streaming, right? But I promise you, like multi streaming on TikTok Live Studio was actually the experience, the viewer experience didn't change or doesn't have to change. And I think if you can keep it the same, then keep it the same. Now, yes, it's going to use up more resources, and this is why I had, I think, one of the very first episodes of this podcast where I said streaming is expensive because you do, I think you do need multiple PCs to be able to do that, unless you're not playing a high intensive game, right? Like, say for example, Warzone, right? Warzone
Mhm.
use a lot of resources. I'm probably not going to be able to stream and play a game at the same time. But if you're playing a pretty casual game, you can absolutely do that all from one computer. But you start adding in Warzone, streaming to Twitch, streaming to TikTok, then you're probably going to have to add in, a secondary PC. Now, don't come hunting me down. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling people to go out there and go spend thousands of dollars on a computer, because I promise you could probably get it done with one. But once again, it's I'm a perfectionist and I really want high quality, so that's why I went out got a streaming PC, so I'm able to really push the limits on my stream quality and have a really high quality stream on both ends, not just Twitch and not just TikTok.
Yeah, and dude, I really think the bar for streaming is rising currently. Like what we're seeing now is a shift in the space. So what you saw a few years ago when TikTok first came out. So like Twitch has been around for a while. 2015, all you had to do was stream on Twitch and then you'd get big on Twitch. Then we saw another shift when it was like 2019, 2020, when the pandemic started happening, everyone started streaming and TikTok came here and like things boomed for a lot of streamers. And now we're seeing another shift in content where everything is moving to multi-streaming. And that's and I do feel honestly like if you are not multi-streaming by the end of the year, then next year the people who have been multi-streaming this year are going to be leagues ahead of you, and it's going
100%.
to excuse me, it's going to hurt you in the long run to not at least attempt to try and multi-stream, right? To at least
Yep.
attempt to try to figure that out, see how it's going to work for you, see how your community enjoys it. I mean, right now, because I have vertical and because I have a TikTok stream key, I never see myself doing a solo stream anywhere
Yeah.
ever again.
Yep.
Because like I have a ton of craziness going on in my life right now. I don't have time to do a specific TikTok only stream and then Twitch streams and then create content and be a dad and a husband and all these other things I got to do. So it right now, like this is just the new norm of my streaming is multi-streaming because it works. It's doing something. I'm still getting people coming over from TikTok to
Yeah.
Twitch because a lot of my audience on TikTok is creators and streamers because that's what I've branded myself as. So they come over to Twitch because they have Twitch. But the majority of people, like, if you're multi-streaming on TikTok, you're gonna grow on TikTok more so probably than you would on Twitch because you'll be entertaining on TikTok. They'll get to know you better. Like it's all about being relatable with your audience. You know what I mean? And if you can multi-stream and be relatable to two audiences at once, it's just gonna double your growth. I mean, and double your reach in general. So I'm curious to see what happens by the end of this year. With everything from YouTube to TikTok to Twitch and kind of see where things are at. I mean, TwitchCon being in Vegas and all this
Yep.
other craziness. We'll see what happens, man.
I'm with you. I think TikTok live streaming for streamers and gaming at the end of 2023 is going to be massive. I really do
Yeah.
think it's going to be very, very big. I know there's a few streamers that I've come across that only stream on TikTok. And
Yeah.
I look at
Mhm.
their follower count and they're at 60,000, 75,000 followers, because that's all they stream on, right? I guarantee you they're probably making a decent, money wise, they're making a decent amount of money from gifts, right? And then once you
Yeah.
start reaching past that threshold of being monetized on TikTok, right? then you're making some money there. So you're 100% right. You're 100% right. You have to take advantage of what is in front of you right now, because if you have the advantage to multi-stream on TikTok right now, and listen, I know there's a large percentage of people that don't. If you don't, all right, get there, get to the 1,000 viewers, go live just with your phone, like Pastor talked about, to gain your audience that way, because it's still possible. Once you reach 1,000 followers, then you can go live, stick the camera in front of your face, talk to people, engage with the audience, because that's another thing that irks me is there are people that don't have the stream key, but then what do? All they're doing is they take their phone and they like put it behind them, and same thing. They're not talking, they're not engaging with them, and all it is like you get like a half a view of their forehead and a little bit of the monitor, and they're like, oh, I'm not getting any viewers on my TikTok live. Well, it's like, man, like engage with people, you know what I'm saying? Like put it in front of your face, and maybe instead of it being behind you, put it in front of you to where you can see chat the entire time and you could talk to people. Yeah, you know what? They can't see the gameplay. That kind of sucks. But people want to see and talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Your audience wants to see and talk to you. Maybe not so much the gameplay itself, unless obviously you brand yourself around, the entire game, then maybe it might be different. But, you have to take advantage of it right now, because I really do think TikTok Live is going to be massive. They're already starting to push a lot of branding around gaming creators on the platform to begin with, and it's
I saw that.
It's only February, so I really think that by the end of this year, TikTok Live is going to be pretty massive, and if you're not taking advantage of it, I think that you're going to miss a train, and you're probably going to be looking back. You're like me, I wish I would have got on TikTok a year prior, because I think that I would have had a little bit more growth and than I was, and because I sat on it and said I don't want TikTok. TikTok is for the 12-year-olds that are doing these crazy dances.
Dancing's weird.
Dancing's weird.
I have another question. Another question for you. Let's talk about the real redheaded stepchild in the room, which is Instagram, because you now have the ability to stream on Instagram.
I do. I just discovered that about 15 minutes ago.
This is like a 40-minute ago situation.
40 minutes ago.
And I want to know, first off, in the comments, if you're watching this video, wherever you're watching, leave some kind of comment. Let us know what you think about Instagram, because like my success on Instagram is abysmal, and Dad's success on Instagram is great. So much so that they're like, hey, we'd love you to stream on our platform. So I don't know what to do with Instagram, and you can multi-stream to Instagram, but I know zero about what that looks like, what that even means. And Dad, like I said, I don't even know if you're going to know, because you just found this out, but I assume within the next few weeks that you're going to attempt streaming onto Instagram at some point. What are your plans for that? Like, are you just going to kind of let it sit there in a golden case on your mantle?
I mean, who knows what Instagram? I'm with you. Instagram is like this world. Somehow I was able to amass like 7,000 followers on Instagram. I don't know how that came to be, but I did. And so I literally was just, before we did this episode, none of us know anything about really Instagram, just like the redheaded stepchild. But I'm like, you know what? I got to at least figure stuff out. And lo and behold, I have the ability to go live on Instagram.
So funny.
Yeah, we were literally chatting, and we're just like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, I have the ability to go live.
It was so crazy.
So I definitely will be checking it out. But I don't know. I think Instagram is just like this whole other world, and we've said this before. Instagram doesn't know what Instagram is at this point. I'm definitely open to try it out, but at this point, TikTok is such a huge, massive growth opportunity for streamers. I want to go back to talking about, I know in the beginning of the episode I talked about all these bots that I use to help facilitate my stream. But there's a very simple bot that you should start with, and that's Tickfinity. And most streamers, I think, are using it. Definitely. But if you're not, use Tickfinity. It's a great, amazing tool. It allows you to add overlays and chat commands, kind of similar to your Twitch stream, and kind of that same kind of experience. But it takes it to being just being a viewer to one step further and saying, hey, you know what? Like for me, I always put up a like goal. And every single time they, once again, I have crazy things that happen, but there's things that happen when, the like goal is hit. So you can kind of like, program those things to happen within Tickfinity. And Tickfinity is 100% free. It's an amazing tool. You
It
should
really is.
100% be using that tool as a Twitch streamer to at least, and at this point, I feel like most people are using it, but at least, you know what, make something stand out, make something be a little different than everybody else.
Yeah, and so with the Tickfinity stuff, I'll actually leave a link to Tickfinity if you're watching on YouTube. I'll leave a Tickfinity link down in the description so you guys can go right to it and see what we're talking about. But you can do everything on Tickfinity that you can in OBS, and let me explain that a little bit. Like I want to unpack that because it sounds like just another version of OBS, but it's not. You can put in alerts for on your actual
Yep.
TikTok live for people who follow you. You can put overlays, you can put sounds, you can change the color of people's names, everything. You can do everything in Tickfinity to make TikTok live feel like the viewer is watching on Twitch.
Yep.
Like it's pretty intense. So like I said, I'll leave that down below and just let you guys kind of tool around with it if you want to. But from what I've experienced with it, I've done a very minimal run through of Tickfinity, which is pretty much just I copy and paste the browser source from my chat into my
Yep.
OBS so I could see both chats. But it's a phenomenal resource, especially with the multi-streaming on vertical to TikTok and to Twitch. I don't know if Instagram has something like that. I like we said, we don't know anything about Instagram streaming, and I would also go out on a limb and say Instagram doesn't know anything about Instagram
100%.
streaming at all because in the 4 years that I've been doing content creation, I've never once run into anybody who's been like, "Yo, I've been killing it on Instagram Live."
I,
Like,
I,
just
was- I
streaming
was
so hard.
when I was talking about Instagram, I was trying to think of like, have I ever come across a streamer where they're like, man, Instagram Live is where it's at right now. Like, this is it, right? No, like
Yeah.
not one person I've ever, from, people that are not having success to the most successful people. Nobody's streaming on Instagram. And listen, I'm not on Instagram a lot, but I promise you, when I'm opening it, the times that I do open it, it's not as though I'm like, oh man, look at this. Blue Thunder streaming on Instagram. No, like nobody's streaming on Instagram at this point. Nobody. I don't think it's like a thing. I think they're trying to entice people. They probably
Yeah.
see what TikTok Live is about and like, hey, you know what? Let's do that. But once again, I
I
think
would
Instagram is like this whole other world that everyone's trying to figure out as streamers,
Yeah,
at
and
least.
I would go as far as to say that streaming live on TikTok is probably more important than streaming on Facebook gaming. I think by the end of this year, it'll be more important than that because once again, Facebook gaming is another place where like apparently some people are making really good money on Facebook gaming. Everyone that I have ever talked to, especially those who left Mixer and went to Facebook
Yep.
gaming, all left Facebook gaming, all have moved over to Twitch or to YouTube gaming. Like, I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but if you're gonna multi-stream somewhere, maybe don't check the Facebook box.
I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
listen, I think by the time our generation dies, Facebook is going to die because I think we're the last generation that has Facebook. I think Facebook is like,
That's true.
this dying breed. The youngins, as they say, they're not on Facebook anymore. So the comment about TikTok though, I was thinking about this the other day on why TikTok is seeing so much success, right? And I
Yeah.
think the reason is everybody is trying to mimic TikTok in how the algorithm works and feeds content, right?
Mhm.
But everybody else, that's like their second thing, right? What I mean by that is YouTube is YouTube as an entire platform, and they have long form videos. But you open YouTube, and you're not immediately fed into shorts, right? It's not the only thing that you can do on YouTube. Meaning, you go on YouTube, right? I can go to Pastorgainz, I can go watch his videos, his long form videos, right? TikTok, that is all TikTok is. You open up TikTok and you're immediately
Mhm.
fed videos right off the bat. And you
Yep.
can't go anywhere else, right? You obviously can go in people's profiles and watch some other videos, right? But it's not as though you have this like chain of events that chain that you go into in other people's, videos, and you're watching maybe long form. You have to search for things, right? No, like the algorithm just feeds into what it thinks that you're going to want to watch. And that's why, once again, I think if you're not on TikTok, you're not trying to take advantage of that, you're gonna miss out because
Mhm.
it's just different. Same thing with Facebook, right? You go to Facebook, you have to search for it, right? You have to find people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, TikTok.
It's
No,
an afterthought.
yeah, it's an afterthought, right? TikTok, it's just your content is just fed to people. And look, and listen, if people like it, it's going to be fed to more people. And if more people like it, it's going to get fed to more people. And people
Yeah.
don't necessarily have to search for things. All they have to do is just like one video that may be like yours, one piece of content that is maybe like yours. And now all of a sudden it's like, hey, you know what? This person, you might like this person's content. But once again, what is different is you're automatically fed that content versus YouTube. It's like, the thumbnail that you got to click on, right? TikTok,
Yeah.
you just fed that content. That is it. You don't have a choice. It's in your face, and you get a chance to watch it, or you swipe by, and that's where that comes into your content being engaged and all that. But I think that's why TikTok is just so unique versus everybody else, because TikTok's algorithm is it. There's nothing else to it, and everything else is kind of like this. So you know what? We're gonna try to do that, but we also have these other things, and it's like, you know what? Okay, cool, but like TikTok is TikTok because of the algorithm and how it works.
Yeah, dude, I get that. And I think even the other short form content platforms, in terms of like YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels, it's all just a copy of TikTok. Like, it's the same format, it's the same type of content, and typically it's all recycled content on those other platforms, and TikTok gets it first. So
Yeah.
I think over 2023, if you watch closely, I think you'll watch TikTok become a place where people are comfortably streaming. I think it'll become a valid place to be. And I'm not sitting here saying it's going to be a competitor to Twitch. That's not going to happen.
No.
At least in my book, it's not going to be a competitor to YouTube gaming, or really even potentially, I don't, whatever, Facebook is dumb. But I think if it continues, and if they continue to pour money and time and effort into it as a streaming platform, I think potentially by 2024, the end of 2024, TikTok could be kind of what Mixer was before Mixer went under, which was a little brother to Twitch, like the littlest of
Yeah.
brothers to Twitch, but it was still someplace where people were like, "Oh shoot, yeah, like I know what Mixer is. I stream there." And I think just having people continually shuffle content onto TikTok on top of streams and everything else, it just makes the most sense to be multi-streaming there, into building that audience, into being engaging with that particular audience. And like Dad said earlier, not exactly always hoping they go over to Twitch. You know what I mean? Like, keep your TikTok audience, if they're comfortable being on TikTok, reward them for staying on TikTok.
Yeah.
Give them incentives to engage with the TikTok live stream rather than coming over to Twitch and hoping that they hit the sub button, or hoping that they hit the follow button, or whatever it may be. In the long run, the follow button on TikTok is more important than the follow button on Twitch. That is
100%.
plain and simple how that goes. Because I don't even have to give a reason. It just is, because the people, the brands, and everything that you're going to potentially be working with and all this kind of stuff, they see the massive amount of followers you have on TikTok. Typically, people have way more followers on TikTok than they do on Twitch. So the follow button on TikTok is definitely way more important in the long run than the follow button on Twitch.
My last couple notes about TikTok. So one, I think TikTok Live right now, where TikTok Live is, I think TikTok Live is where Twitch was in 2017, 2018, where people were streaming and they were having success by just streaming. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't oversaturated. There wasn't, these crazy amount of streamers that were on it, and the discoverability wasn't what it is today, right? That's what I really think. I think that right now, if you have the ability to stream, you're going to take advantage of it, and it's going to be amazing. And you're going to look back in 2 to 3 years, and you're going to say, "Oh man, I'm glad I did it, because that is how I grew my TikTok audience." And the second part is, look, I talked in the beginning about kind of the success I've had so far streaming on TikTok. There's some times where for me, a good Twitch stream, right? For me, a good Twitch stream is if I have at least 25 followers that I've accumulated on that Twitch stream, and I have average 30 viewers, right? For me, I look at that and I say, boom, hey, you know what? I'll take it. That's a good Twitch stream. But a good TikTok stream, let's say a bad TikTok stream, if I average less than 500 followers on a TikTok stream, I feel like I've done something wrong. Like that is my view. That is my view, right?
Yeah.
If I get less than 500 followers, I go back and I'm like, what did I do wrong? And if you think about that for a second, like no other platform you're gonna get that, right? There's no other platform where you're like, hey, you know what? I'm gaining 500 followers in a 4-hour stream. You're just not gonna get that. And if you say if for me, I have a pretty decent conversion rate over from TikTok to Twitch, right? A large percentage of my followers on Twitch came from TikTok. And if I think, give or take, let's say 10%, right? 10% of those 500 followers come over to my Twitch. That's 50 followers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Big deal.
I think 10% is probably, you know, a little generous, but you know, listen, if I get 500 followers, but then, you know, the night I had, I think 2,700 followers, I think that night I had I gained 52 followers on Twitch on a 4-hour stream. Because of that, right? And once again, they've kind of trickled in. I had somebody, they created a Twitch account because of me. They see me live and they created a Twitch account and they were like, hey, I came over because I didn't want, you know, the 9:16 format. I wanted the whole, you know, whole shebang. I'm glad I came over. So you know, there's just an opportunity for multi-streaming. And once again, if you don't have it yet, all right, work towards it. All right. Continue doing the things you need to do to get to 1,000 followers to go live. Go live every day when you're, you know, with your phone, stick it in front of your face, talk to your audience, continue to grow that way, and then work on getting TikTok Live Studio. That way you're able to stream your gameplay and do everything from there, and obviously grow your audience even more.
All right, guys, that's going to be all for this episode of the Live Button Podcast. We really appreciate you guys tuning in to us. Thank you so much. If you are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts, we appreciate the heck out of you guys sitting there and enjoying our content and absorbing our content on those platforms. And then also, if you are listening or watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you can know when we're making new content. Like we said before, the episode's going to be dying down a little bit. Just a lot of real life stuff happening in general with both of us, and we are having to juggle a lot more things than we were in the past. So we are still going to keep these episodes about monthly, so there'll still be little bite-sized chunks of 45-minute episodes that you guys can chew on just until we release another one. And we may ramp it up at some other time, but as of right now, we're going to kind of dial it back a little bit and just kind of let things ride for a little bit. So we appreciate all of your supports. Dad, real quick, where can they find you if they want to come check out all your TikTok lives and all your socials?
Yeah, twitch.tv/TheDadTheGamer, spelled GAM3R. Everything else is DadTheGamer. I have a couple of YouTube channels. TikTok is just dad.gamer, just regular GAMER. Listen, you know what? I'm just gonna say I hate having a damn number in my name. It's a pain in the ass. Whoever the real Dad the Gamers out there that no longer streams, I'm just gonna put it out there. It's made my life a living hell.
That is my favorite thing I've ever heard.
Oh my God, what about you, Pastor? I want you to keep that in the podcast, by the way, too.
I'm not taking it out. These are real problems we face on a regular basis. You can find me at iampastorgainz at TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Twitch is Pastorgainz, and then, God, we suck so bad. And then my new Elden Ring channel on YouTube is Pastorgainz Games. It's incredible over there. I freaking love it. It's such a fun time. So thank you guys so much for tuning into the Live Button Podcast. We hope to see you guys in a month or so. And until next time, we'll see you soon.
Later, guys.